Aethermon Collect is a 2 to 4 player set collection game featuring shared movements. We're going to go over how to play the game, both competitively and cooperatively. We'll start with the competitive gameplay. If you're playing with 2 players, you will be creating a 5x5 grid with a hole in the middle, using 4 different elements. If you're playing with 3 players, you'll be doing a 6x6 grid with 6 elements, and if you're playing 4 players, you'll be using 8 elements in a 7x7 grid. So in this 2-player game, begin by deciding who's going to be the first player, then deal out 4 pairs of artifact cards. Whoever is the last player will choose one of the pairs first, then the first player chooses a pair, then back to the last player, then back to the first player. You will each start the game with 4 artifact cards, which are one-time use bonus powers. To begin the game, the first player will move the shared standee to any location horizontally or vertically. You will always be moving orthogonally within this game. When they move onto a space, they collect that card and put it into their playing area. After they've collected a card, the next player will move that standee and can claim another card into their location. The game continues like this until one player is either not able to or chooses not to collect an Aethermon card within 2 consecutive turns. At that point, the game will be over and everyone will add up the points that they have managed to collect within the game. At the top left of each card is a number of points that you will gain for that card. Now, some cards have sets. On the top right, you will see little circles that will denote whether this is from a set collection. If there are 2 circles there, that means if you acquire those 2 cards, that set is complete. It will be worth twice as much at the end of the game. There is another groupings of sets that have 3 circles, and if you collect all 3 of these cards, then those 3 cards will be worth double also at the end of the game. Your artifact cards can be used at any time as specified on the card. Some are for use at the end of your turn or at other times within the game, but once they are used, they are turned over and cannot be used again. In the cooperative game, there are no artifact cards used. You will be moving in much the same way as a competitive game, moving one then the other, except this time, everything that you collect will be in a joint pool for the end of the game. An important rule change, however, is that only one person can collect one type of Aethermon. So if I have started one set, no one else playing around the table may pick up that set at all. And another different rule within the 2-player game versus the 3 or 4-player game is you can only move in one direction. So as first player, if I move horizontally, the other player must move vertically, and for the rest of the game, I can only move horizontally and they can only move vertically. That is only in the 2-player variant though. The game will be over with the first player that moves the token and cannot collect an Aethermon. Then you'll add up all the points and check against the chart to see how well you've done in the game. Now, if you want to check out our review of this game, we are going to put that up right there. Thanks for watching today, and as always, happy gaming, folks!